Ignore the fact I'm not on the camera, it's fine. There we go. Hi, I'm vjsmyth. I'm back again with Alien Virus. I know you guys are expecting good games at this marathon, but they're coming, trust me, they are coming. Just we get the bad out of the way first. So this is a very generic Aliens knockoff. In space, some things can hear you scream. It's so generic. This game has a 68% review score, and they put this on the box. That's how proud they were of getting 68%. Yeah. So once you see the game's logo here, Alien Virus, AV, you can't help but feel it's a bit sus.
Hi, Kara. How you doing?
Okay, so we're skipping this, and time starts on first movement. So we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So a bit of a change of place from last time. So now we are doing a point-and-click adventure game. So this takes a minute to readjust my mental gears. This one is kind of a weird one. So it was supposed to get a PS1 port, and it never got it. And it's a shame because there's another game called Silverlope by the same developers, which I'm showing at a later on in this marathon, that did get a PS1 port, and that version is actually pretty good. Same thing, PC version crap, PS1 version really good. Now we're going to grab this battery and this rag, which will probably be having paint on it or whatever, and we're going to stick it into this water bottle to get a damp cloth. This is for stupid reasons we'll see in a few minutes. So now we're going to charge the battery, and we can put it into the robot and then talk to them. Unfortunately, the game likes eating some inputs from time to time. I said, okay, charged again. Missed that. Okay. Now we can talk to the robot. We don't really care about talking to him too much. We just want to get him to, how can we open the door to the hangar? And we get public domain music while he opens the door. This security, if you were working like in any way in relation to any secure buildings or that, and you see this level of information, like this level of just security is insane. Walk in and just go, hey, can I open the door for me? Sure can, buddy. I've been programmed to just help you. So we come all the way in here just to grab a keycard out of a locker, and we need to go all the way back out and talk to our robot buddy. And we're not even talking to him, we're just going like, here's a keycard. Can you give me full admin rights on the entire, on all these local, locks? So yeah, he's just giving us a keycard with full admin access. We can just open up all the locks around here. It's great. I'm just going to use the keycard to open these two doors straight away, because the nice thing about this game is once you open the lock, it stays open. You just have to, it stays unlocked, you can just open the door after this. And we grab this in a specific order. So we grab the bulb here and put it into the torch we picked up. Then we grab this empty mug. We grab the paint rag cloth we made damp and squeezed out into the mug, and now we have a mug of water. You can't just use the mug on the water jug because it won't work. You just have to do it this way. This game has a really bad thing of like gorgeous art design for an area, nothing to do. So gorgeous art design here, nothing to do but go to the next screen. Gorgeous room, nothing to do but go to the next screen. Gorgeous room on the right, we don't need to go into it all. Instead we come here on the left. Gorgeous room, nothing to do. And inside here we open up this secure metal cabinet and we grab this socket wrench, which is great. And then in this old cardboard box in the ground we open it up and we find there's a sticks of dynamite in it, because personally I'd have put the dynamite in the secure metal cabinet and not in the cardboard box in the bloody ground, but I'm not a spaceman astronaut. Okay, so when we socket wrench on this to open up, and I might be wondering, like, oh, I haven't really talked about the story so far. There is actually nothing happening other than we're meeting our girlfriend Kara back in the space station, and there's xenomorphs. So this one is fun. So we have this sick, injured man here, and we're just going to give him the paint water, and he thanks us for it. Then we ask him, hey, have you got anything that I can just take off you? And then we kind of skip through all the dialogue here, and he unfortunately does not make it. So then we go back here, gorgeous room, nothing to do, straight on. You get the feeling with this game that there's a lot of it was done by artists, and then they forgot to come along after and actually make something to actually do in the room. So we grab a flare there, which we need for later on, and we're going to smack open this and take what looks like a golf club, but it's actually a fire axe. Now, of course, there's a safe in the next room. We have a safe, and it's an adventure game in the 90s, and we have some dynamite. Of course, we're going to use the dynamite on the safe. And it says, maybe we should get the hell out of here. Good idea, we're going to do that. You can't actually die there. Well, there's stuff you can do that can get you the game over, but like that one is, like, you have to be actively standing there for like 5 minutes before the game goes, oh right, I'm going to kill you. So we're going to come back in here, and the safe's blown over, and we have 2 secure containers to take. We can open one straight off the bat, and the other one we need to use the fire axe to open. So the game is kind of has a kind of unique mechanic where a lot of the inventory items get used more than once to solve puzzles, which is kind of unusual for an adventure game of this year, because most of the time it's just you use it and it's gone. But this actually you keep an inventory, which kind of makes it a bit more dynamic. So here's the ship's AI, and we're going to ask it, hey, can you add my hand onto the ship's computer as, like, you know, a senior administrator to open up all the locks? And it goes, can do. We don't even work for this company, by the way. We just come in there and go, hey, can I have access to all your stuff? And the ship's AI goes, yep, knock yourself out, buddy. He seems trustworthy. So we now have our hands in the ship's ID system, which means you can open this. And now we can go into room here on the left. Now, can you spot the core item we need to finish the game? If you pointed at the spacesuits at the left, you're wrong. Instead, see this pixel here? That's some food. So we're going to use the socket wrench here to move the cabinet out of the way and take the food. You can't just take the food directly, even though you can easily just bend down and pick it up. You have to move the cabinet out of the way. And now we're going to see a rarely used mechanic, which is kind of a shame because it's actually a really cool idea. So we have the resizer gun, which makes some items bigger or smaller. And we make this box bigger and we use it as a stepping stone. Cool mechanic, we're rarely going to see it used. Now we're in a tunnel and we have to be very careful here, because if we take a wrong turn, we die. We can get a map for this, but lucky enough we don't need a map because it's the exact same path every single time. And we just move fast and fast, and we come out of here. So we're going to drop a flare on the tunnel here, because here's some movement, and then we drop down. So we're just going to talk to this guy and just mash through all the dialogue. Mash, 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 mash. There we go. And he's going to die because these aliens are kind of goofy looking, and they're afraid of the dark. Oh, sorry, they're afraid of the light. They're afraid of the light. So you get kind of a mismatch of art styles here. We have like the CGI aliens, and then there's the 2D comic book art style. It's kind of weird. And then just to get rid of this massive xenomorph threat, we just turn back on our light and it runs away. There's actually a red herring here. We need to grab 2 out of these 3 key cards here. The one on the left, on the right, we don't need at all. And we're going to open this door. And if you misclick, you have to go select it again. Open up here, and we're going to take this straight jacket and this part of a homing beacon set. And the other half of the homing beacon set is on the guy's body, so I'm just going to grab it now before I forget. And I'm going to use the other keycard then on the other lock. And now, gorgeous room. One thing to do, pick up this bit of plastic, move into the next one. Gorgeous room art here again. Nothing to do, go to the next room. Gorgeous art, nothing to do except open this robot to get some stuff out of it and then come all the way back out. Now I do actually like this puzzle. So there's a way out of this room and you think it's the third key card. That's a red herring. What you're supposed to do is use glue on the guy's hand, glue his hand to the handprint scanner, and because we were admin we can open up activate the other lock at the same time. Okay, gorgeous room, nothing to do, go on to the next room. Gorgeous room, okay, there is something to do here, so we need to go right here. Okay, so we got food earlier on as the core item hidden behind that locker. I want you to remember that. So we're coming here, we're going to see the pettiest man alive. We want to take a tube of grease off his desk. Rather than let us have it, he throws it behind him into the socket. I admire him. So we're just going to give this guy food. And he'll now turn the other way while we actually mess around with the power plugs here. And we grab the charge block off that robot, so we're just going to charge it here. He won't let you do this unless you feed him. And he warns you that if you listen to the dialogue, he actually warns you that this room here is booby-trapped. There's a bunch of survivors hoarding food, and they booby-trapped the food dispenser. So you need to cut the warning cable to it, and then we use a charge block on it, and we get food. We used food to get food. There's nothing else that this entire sequence has been in need of except for getting food. The food we had before won't work for later on. We have to have this food. It's dumb when you see it later on. So we just open the door panel here. I mean, that's basically a puzzle, right? Over the panel. We're going to use the elevator switch here, and now we're going triggering the last section of the game. We are blowing past this. We grab this chain, we grab this light bulb, and we grab this oxygen tank. So this is actually an upgraded light bulb we can put into our main light. The game doesn't tell you have to do this. Gorgeous room here again. Nothing to do except go to the next room. This is actually a puzzle, so you need to use metal piece here to clear off the area. But if you haven't picked up the oxygen, if you hadn't picked up the light bulb and put it into your pack, you wouldn't be able to go into that room at all. You just go straight back out, but the game wouldn't tell you that. Gorgeous room again, nothing to do. Gorgeous room here again. We grab this single jar of acid and come back out. That's it. You come back down here, and we're starting a little maze section here. So because we got the guy to throw the tube of grease in here, we can now go find it in the vents, and we're going to see the stupidest puzzle you'll see in a while. Here, left, going right, and then right again should get me the, yeah, here we go. So that's the tube of grease got. This is a mandatory item we need to win. So we turn around, and we're heading right back to the start of the area. Right again here, I think, is it? Nope, it's not. It is right here. Yeah, okay, we're back in the start. So, we can examine the floor here. It's one of the few points you can do it. It's like, oh, it's angled and smooth. Okay, so you're going to use grease on the floor. You can't. It says, oh, I'll create a mess. So instead of that, we use the resizer to make a big tube of grease. And then you can put that in the ground. Then you use the chain on this and you open this door and this happens. What? I made a mistake. Please don't kill me. I didn't, thankfully. Okay, I need to turn off the light, then trigger it. Okay, this happens. I almost died there. That would have been really bad. Did I mention this game has kind of a tonal balance where it doesn't really seem to know what kind of tone to go for? Yeah. Okay, so now I've made it all the way through that maze, and the xenomorph that was tracking us is dead. So let's use acid on this to kind of skip to crash the cart, and then we go all the way down here. And then kind of one of the more 9 puzzles, you use the lever here, it breaks, you put a bit of metal in it, and he goes, oh, that's too sharp. Then you use straitjacket on it, then you use the straitjacket one more time to actually open it. Gorgeous room here. There's a door on the right that's only puzzle is to reopen the door you just came in. So we're going to skip that and just come in here altogether. Very easy to miss. There's a single bit of plastic here we need. Core item, can't win the game without it, and it's just a pixel. We take this red light bulb and we put it in a torch we grabbed earlier on. Not the main one we're using, but there's a secondary one we grabbed from a drawer. And there's a single pixel here of a key to pick up. I just grabbed it. Core item, can't win the game without it. You can pick up the tree that's on top of it, then there's you see a key underneath it, but it's kind of annoying. So, we're going to use tape on this to fix the window controls. We're going to open the window. We're going to look at the figure outside the window and like, hey, that's actually our girlfriend. We're going to take this model of the space station, even though it's massive, and we're going to use the PC. We're going to ask it to use it, and it'd say, no, you need to use a terminal handprint scanner behind it. Then you can use it. Then we're going to ask it for a secure function, and it tells us, go away, I don't have clearance, and so I leave it. If I don't have all of this done, I have to do a walk of shame coming back here later on. So if we talk to the computer there in more detail, it will actually tell us, oh, by the way, that's Kara out there, and she has like 3 minutes of oxygen left. Better go rescue her. So her belt actually got caught on a gangway, and to save her, we're going to do the most rational thing possible. We're going to run at her with we're going to charge at her with an axe out and cut her belt. Like, bear in mind, she can't see who it is or anything like that. She just sees a manic figure running towards her with an axe out and a swing at her. But Kara is now saved, and we are kind of close to the end of the game. So we need to talk to her, and now we need to give her stuff.
Josh?
So we need to give her the food we got. So the food we had picked up earlier on isn't good enough for her to pick up that entire puzzle that we've done to give her the actual food she does want. And if you don't do it, you get soft locked in a little bit. So now we're just going to mash through all the dialogue. We don't care. She tells us there's survivors down in the lower levels. That's absolutely great. And because she's with us now, we can get her to open this door panel because her handprint's in her retina scan is in the scanner for this. And now the game gets kind of lazy. So we pick up booze here, we open up this, and we take a key card. The key card is for use in the previous room. And we're opening up this room, and we're going grabbing a chain here in the corner, and then we're also grabbing this mechanism that we don't even know what it does. That's how bad it is. And we're going to do a cool thing where we use the resizer one last time to make this giant and fall down to break that. And now the item we picked up, we don't know what it does, is actually a winch. So we fix the robot here, and we can move the stuff out of the way. Okay. So the survivors are here on the left. We're actually going to ignore them because we want to actually turn on the base's power. Gorgeous room here, nothing really to do except go to the next room. Gorgeous room, the puzzle here is clear stuff away from the panel and then use the panel. And then the meanest puzzle in the game, because it doesn't actually tell you how to fix this. So the power supply is busted and we need to fix it. So we take off this... So we need to turn off the power first. Where is the key? It is... So that single pixel of key we picked up earlier on, we use that. Game. Oh, no, I'm going to use this key. Game, please stop. Use the key with the lock. Yeah, it's not working for some reason. Why is this not working? This should be working. This is actually kind of bugging me here. Use the key on the lock. We do need to use it though. I'll try doing some of the other stuff. I'm actually just going to leave the room and come back in. This is actually kind of one I might go a bit overestimate with this one because I'm not sure what's after happening here. I should just be able to use the key on the lock here. Oh, it's this key. Oh, for the love of God. You secure the key with this? Nope. Wait, did it not give me the key? Ah, oh, for God's sake, I have to actually do a walk of shame here. It did not pick up the actual key I need, and it looks the same. Now, I'm going to be maybe 2 minutes overestimate here, because that was kind of annoying. Yeah, I picked that up, and the game didn't, and the game didn't trigger. That's super annoying. Open. Yeah, the game likes randomly dropping inputs. I just that's my own fault. I should have copped it. Had dropped that one. Okay. So if we come all the way back in here. And now we can finally solve this degenerate puzzle. So we need to turn off the lock here. And then we turn off. Okay, finally. Take that, and then we swap them around to fix it. And it's not fully fixed yet because we need to use the super glue with the plastic we picked up to fix the generator. And then we need to actually melt it with the torch. And then power back on. Okay, we now have power, we have everything done except talk to the captain. So, the captain is being blocked off by a guy, but lucky enough we can just give him the booze he picked up in the previous room, and that's it. So that would give him booze, and he lets us walk on by, even though he's no real reason to let us in. So we're going to talk to the captain, and we're just going to mash through all the dialogue here as fast as possible. And he's going to turn over the whole captaincy to us. So we went from wandering into the hangar and just being given admin access to getting secure clearance for the handprint scanner to now being in command of the entire vessel. And this is for a very specific reason, is so we can trigger the self-destruct. And if we missed out on any of these things, we actually wouldn't be able to trigger it at all. So it's coming up here, and we are very close to the end of this. We just have to do one more big puzzle, and that involves talking to the computer one more time. So we use this hand scanner, and we can talk to the PC, and it goes like, "Welcome." So we tell it to turn off the warning because there's a ship on there is a ship on a holding pattern outside because it thinks there's an alien virus, hence the name. And we need to tell it to send in the rescue ship. I'm going to skip this cutscene because it's just public domain music of a ship just slowly coming into land and picking up passengers. And now we can actually trigger the ship's self-destruct mechanism.
You can't.
And because of everything done, we can now actually trigger the self-destruct. If you'd anything missed there at any point, you just get a game over because the game would just immediately activate the self-destruct system with no way around it. So time is about to come up in a second. We just need to go back to the hangar, but luckily enough there's a shortcut we can take. And we're just clicking our ship here, and that will be time. Oh, apologies for that. Went a few minutes, couple minutes over, but I think we're still out on track for the marathon itself. Yeah. So I've been vjsmyth. This has been Alien Virus, a really bad point and click. It's not the last point and click you'll see from me this marathon. I'm back with another game by the same publishers as this, Silverload, and that's on Sunday my time. Thank you very much to Retro Game Live team for having me on and letting me be the opening act. Like I'm genuinely thrilled with that. There's great stuff still ahead, so it's actually better games from here on out and better runners. Next up is someone who is fantastic at Gremlins 2, the new batch on the Amiga, who also got me to run that game because he's very mean. But before that, I think Men in Black is up first, and that game is fun. So Niesel is up next, and they are a fantastic runner. Please give him all of your love. And yeah, I've been vjsmyth. You can catch me on Twitch TV as twitch.tv/vjsmyth. I'm on speedrun.com as the same name, vjsmyth as well. And yeah, I think I'm good. So as soon as the tech crew sign me out, I'm hand over control.